Hey Rangers, today we're going to be talking about Supergirl episode 3, and before I talk about it, yes, I'm still wearing the same shirt, and you can possibly see it in a few other videos as I'm doing these in bulk because I have a lot of stuff to talk about today, and it's taking a while to do. First of all, I want to talk about the new intro. I wrote down just new intro, and it I didn't really write my thoughts, but to be honest, it felt like it's a very dig at the politics that's happening in the real world right now. So I'm wondering if that's going to change for much later on episodes. And we're going to see that Supergirl is going to get a little bit more political in some of the episodes. So far, it's so good, though. I still enjoy it. It's one of my favorite DC shows. That's right. Still one of my favorites. So if this is the first time you are finding me and then you like what you see, then click on the subscribe button and also click on the bell button because that will notify you when all these new videos come out, and there's going to be a lot of them coming soon. So let's jump into the top 10 moments of the show. I just like doing that. So let's begin. Number 10 is John turning around to Kara and Alex and saying that he's going to go to Mars for a bit because McGann's the only one that's come to him and say that she needs his help. At this point, Alex turns around and says that if she could go to Mars, she would, but she can't survive on it. So Kara is her next best option to go, and thus they go to Mars. Number 9 is John's spaceship. Now, I kind of thought this was really cool because it was an old vintage car, and you kind of think, oh, they're just going to be flying in a car. This is when Kara points out and says, well, hang on a minute, I thought you'd be in a bigger spaceship. And John turns around and says, well, no, I can shapeshift, so why can't our technology do? As they drive off into space, they turn around and the ship turns into a proper one and they fly off to Mars. But one thing I didn't understand is, why keep it near the bar? It seems like the bar is the most important part. Why not keep it at the DEO? I would have kept it there rather than just in like a garage that is probably not very fortified. Why not leave it at the DEO? Number 8 is when Maggie opens up about her past. She talks to Alex and Alex's mum and explains what's happened and how things are. And this is when you see Maggie opening up. And I really like this. Not because of the story, but it shows that the character is growing. When we saw her in previous season 2, she was kind of closed. She wouldn't give that kind of anything off whatsoever, and you kind of thought, oh, you're just that sort of generic character that could just be in one season, that's just a love interest, that's this tough hard cop. But I really like the fact that she's now opening up and it's something a lot different. And I just thought, even though it was a traumatic story, it was a story that showed you that she was scared of what she was, how everything has hardened her, but now she's breaking down and actually opening up to Alex. Number 7 is John's dad. Now you find out that John's dad has been alive all this time that he's been on Earth, that he fled from Mars, but he didn't know. He thought he was the last Green Martian, and I have to say that it's kind of a heartwarming moment that you see the John go, that's my dad. Holy crap, that's my dad, and he wants to go to him straight away. When he does go to him and he says, I am your son, his dad doesn't believe him, and it's just like, nope, I'm my mind's closed off. You've played so many tricks. You tried this one before. I don't believe that you are my son. And he puts up this hatred in a way, and it just makes Sean go, oh, okay, and leaves. Not Mars, just leaves that scene. Number 6 is Maggie and her father. Now you see this all through it, and I'm going to try and break it all into this one point because there is a lot more to it. Apart from the last point, number 1, but we're going to talk about it. Number 6 is Maggie and her father, and this happens all the way through the episode. Maggie talks to her dad. Her dad comes for the bridal shower, what they call it, and he can't handle her being her. You can see that it's like really awkward where they start kind of connecting and then something happens or something said and he just backs away. He doesn't like it. And you can tell that even though this is a big major thing for Maggie later on, he just doesn't want to be there. He doesn't want to experience anything. And you kind of think, why? Why aren't you accepting? Now, number 5, when I wrote this is kind of more in it. I think this comes in later, but we're going to be talking about John's home. And it's kind of nice to actually see that John has a home. We've only just seen him at the DEO. You've never seen him at his place on Earth. So this is really nice seeing John's home, but then also the mental memory of how he shows his kids. Now, previously when they got into their home, John's dad was like, no, how dare you? You've finally broken me. You brought me to this place. I don't like it. And then all of a sudden, you see the memory of John's kids running about and how, it was John's birthday and how his dad was there, took time off just to go see him and just kind of like spend time with him. And it's really nice seeing John's family. Now, it would have been interesting to see his wife as well, but I'm guessing with the budget, you could only have four green Martians due to the 3D effect, that you couldn't have more time in there. But it was really nice to actually kind of see this and actually see a bit of John's history in the show rather than it just being all about Supergirl and some of the other characters. Number 4 is Maggie and her dad finally having it out. The breakdown, the actual getting all their feelings out. When Maggie and Alex kiss in the bridal shower, this sends her dad over the top and he doesn't like it and he leaves. Maggie finally confronts him and says, "What are you doing? What are you talking about? Why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you loving me?" And this is when like the dad turns around and says, like, "When I came to America, I had hardships. The president wants to build walls," which was a reference to Donald Trump. This is when Maggie realizes, hey, I've now got my friends, I've got other members that I consider family. I don't need you anymore, Dad. And she just walks away. Number 3 is possibly my favorite in this. And this is when Kara drives her car into the White Martian base and Britney Spears is playing and she's like saying, "Oh, I need some help. Can you give me any directions? That wrong turn at Albuquerque." And that was obviously a reference to Bugs Bunny, and it just kind of made me giggle. It's just the way that Supergirl carries on mocking the White Martians. That kind of made me giggle because it's like they're roaring. She's like, "Yeah, I tried that. It just didn't work. My GPS doesn't like working out here, blah, blah, blah." And then the whole fight starts. Number 2 is the staff of Hornbus. Big fight going on. This power has been revealed. It can vaporize and get rid of pretty much anyone, in which you see the White Martians just disappearing because the staff's being used on them. In the end, the rebellion turns around and says, "Hey, you take the staff to Earth. It's too powerful to keep on Mars because it will be used for evil either by both sides, so it needs to go somewhere different." So it's given to Kara to actually take back to Earth to actually be buried there. But I kind of think this is going to be used in the DEO or being stolen, being used for a bigger plan. We don't know, but that's what I kind of think would happen to it. So the number 1 moment of this was when we saw Maggie and her father opening up again, and Maggie basically turns around to her dad and says, "I don't need you anymore. I have this whole new life. I have a person that I love. I don't need you. The only person that needed you was that little girl," which she's referring to herself, "that waited for her dad." You kind of see it in her dad's face where he's going, "Oh." And it's like he's missed a lot of moments and he's realizing that, what he did was wrong and it shouldn't have happened. And Maggie's like, "I'm done. Just move on. We are pretty much done. There's nothing going to happen ever again. I won't call you, etc., etc." And I kind of think that we'll probably see her dad maybe later on near the end where he finally accepts it, when you see Alex and Maggie getting married. That would be kind of cool. And then at the end, Maggie opens up to Alex saying everything that she wants to say, and then it comes to a close. So Rangers, there we go. There are our top 10 moments of the show. What did you think about them? What were your top 10 moments, or what was your favorite part? Let me know down below in the comments. And if you've liked this video, like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the other videos on the channel. If you want to help support the channel on Patreon, the link is in the description down below. And as always, Rangers, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in a bit.